Before we start, guys, please make sure you stay until the end. If you make one common mistake, you may end up spending, guys, thousands of dollars in repairs. Stay with us, we'll explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair. A super quick helpful video for any of you having a problem where your Mercedes C Class overheats. Stay with us, we'll explain the top things we see here at the garage that some people completely ignore. It could be quite simple fix. Stay with us, we'll talk about that. In addition, guys, that should work on Mercedes C Class generation W204 made from year 2007 to year 2015. If you need to buy any replacement parts, tools, guys, we're going to share that information in the description of the video below. Check it out and you can see where we get most of our tools and supplies from as well. So let's start on it now. Before we start, let us tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We make mechanical repair videos, engines, transmissions, bodywork, electrical, engine, transmission codes, fuses. Why we guys do all that? Because our mission here at the garage is, guys, to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way we can keep making these free videos. And guys, check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 17,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So let's start on it now. Guys, the first thing you want to check, multiple things can cause that, but there will be some very important fuses for the auxiliary circulation pump. So if your car overheats when you turn it off, you get that message. That could be the reason, but make sure you stay until then. We'll cover the most common ones that we see here at the garage now. So let's go ahead and open the hood. I want to show you here something. You will have hidden fuse boxes that most people do not know where they're located, guys, on that Mercedes. That's why we made one special video on our YouTube channel that's called Mercedes W204 fuse box location and diagram. Check it out, it's a video that can save you a lot of money. Let's come here now. If we open the on the driver's side, the main engine fuse box here, we leave that cover up. We have that fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we guys continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. Guys, let's explain why it's super important to test fuses and relays. That way you do not spend money on diagnostics, parts, repairs you may actually not even need. So, guys, you have different kinds of fuses and relays. We're talking about the maxi fuses, standard fuses right here. You have, watch how many different kinds of relays as well. Now, these fuses, sometimes you can clearly see if a fuse is burnt or not by looking at the element. But sometimes it's really sneaky. They can burn here on the side. It's hard to see. Some fuses will not be visible as well. And we had people that will spend thousands of dollars in repairs, replacing modules, even engine computers, when all they had to do, they assumed they had a good fuse. They pulled it out, they saw it, and they assumed it was good. But guys, you can easily test these fuses, and on some of these, most of them, they have even the terminals on top that allows you to check them with a voltmeter and find out if it's good or bad. You see, that's a good fuse. If it's blown, okay, like this one here, it's blown, nothing. Check this thing out, no connection. One next to it, okay. Right here, let me get good contact point. That's a good fuse, guys. You can see you can test them. Now, relays are harder to test, but with the voltmeter, fuses are super easy to test. All we have to do is set it on that setting and practically your ohm resistance setting, and you can find, guys, okay, if it works or not. For instance, that one was the good fuse. You can see it's going to go down to 0 ohms resistance, or you can go ahead, remove it and test it the same way, guys. It should have 0 ohm resistance. Now, relays, guys, are a little bit more complicated, but it's doable. It will take you a minute or two to find out how to do that. Now, we'll put, guys, links to a video that will explain how to test relays, how to test fuses, which battery terminal you need to reconnect and disconnect first if you're doing repairs, because that can cause modules to burn as well, and that can cost you thousands of dollars in repair. Check out the videos, they will be in the description of the video below. So let's start on it now. So guys, here what we need to check now here, if you come, 3 fuses, then we need to go to a different fuse box and check some more things. And we're talking first, fuse numbers will be either on the left or the right side next to the fuses. We're first talking about fuse number that's 4, 5, 6, fuse number 6 right here, that 10M fuse. We need to locate fuse number 25, which is that 15M fuse right here. Then we need to check fuse number 27, which is the last 7.5M fuse. Also here on the passenger side, this is your jump starter positive terminal. This is actually integrated fuse box, known as a pre-fuse box. Depending on the year and model, you may have up to 3 different kinds. Okay, but inside you have multiple fuses for engine management, very important fuses, so that might need to be checked as well. But the first thing you want to check, guys, you suspect overheating, stop the car and inspect the serpentine belt. Never, guys, never touch the belt while the engine is running, because you will cut your fingers off. Next, water pump. Now that water pump, guys, okay, is right here. You see, that's the water pump right there. It's driven by the serpentine belt. If the belt falls off, the pump will not spin, car can overheat. You want to check your coolant level. Low coolant level can cause that too, but never open it when it's hot. Let it sit overnight and check it next day. Okay, because low coolant level can cause that too. If you have a coolant leak, that can easily cause that too, guys. And you have multiple places where you can develop a coolant leak. Now, another thing, guys, another thing I want to show you here. Thermostat. Let's show you on that engine what we have here. You see that engine here? Okay, that's a thermostat, guys. It regulates the coolant temperature. Thermostat that's stuck closed, or thermostat even stuck open, not functioning correctly, can cause overheating as well. That will be the probably the number one reason that we see here at the shop for having problems with overheating. Thermostat, belt, water pump, coolant level, not having the right coolant, and problems with the radiator fan. You need to test your radiator fan. Bad radiator fan, if it doesn't turn on, okay, will cause the car to overheat. First, check fuses and relays for the radiator fan. We'll have the video on the channel because it could be quite simple fix. Check radiator fan, fuses, relays. If they're fine, test your radiator fan. We have that video on the channel how to test radiator fan on Mercedes as well. It will teach you how to test the different speeds and how to find out if it's working or not. Check belt, coolant level. You hope it's not mechanical, such as a blown head gasket, cracked cylinder head, or cracked engine block. We have the video on the channel about symptoms of blown head gasket for any of you, or symptoms of bad head gasket, actually the video is called. Check it out, it will teach you what to expect. Hopefully that didn't happen because you need the engine rebuilt or replaced at that point, guys. Now, always use coolant that's approved for your specific vehicle. We'll recommend only Mercedes, but if you don't have a way to get it for the European vehicles, the one that you see, this is Mercedes before 2014 uses that one specifically. You need to make sure that it meets the expectations, and again, check your coolant level. Water pump leaking, anything like that can cause it too, so if you have a leaking coolant, fix that problem. And another thing that most people never think about, if you recently replaced thermostat, radiator, anything that involved draining the coolant, you need to bleed the cooling system. You may have air in the engine that can prevent the coolant to flow freely. Guys, you have no idea how many engines we fixed that were overheating by just bleeding the cooling system. Always try to bleed the cooling system. We have videos on our YouTube channels how to bleed cooling system on a car. You will explain what you need to do and how you do that to make sure, guys, that actually, okay, that's not the cause for causing the engine to overheat as well. But we see it happen quite often after thermostat replacement, draining coolant, flushing coolant, replacing radiator, coolant overflow bottle, anything like that. In this Mercedes W204, you're going to have all kinds of different fuses and relays that sometimes are hard to find, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, you may have a hard time finding one, guys. Replacement one, you may be stuck. It happened to us. So what we usually do, we buy some spare ones and we put in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll share a link where you can get them at a really good price, quick shipping. That way you do not waste money and time. That link will be in the description of the video below. Check it out for your convenience. Hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.